My guru. Okay, everyone. Can all of you hear me? Can all of you hear me, please? Thank you for coming. This is gonna be a lovely stream. We're gonna be taking a lot of topics and everything. I'm gonna be, you know, just addressing the topics I wanna see. Whether anyone is right here. Okay, let's get right into the live stream. Okay, let's get right into the live stream. Too, but now I'm gonna do it all over again just to make. We're gonna be just so how to use grid, in a more effective way. Yesterday we learned some concepts, but today we're gonna be learning some more concepts. Just hoping that you guys are gonna enjoy this video. And for any new viewers, about how to, make items fill up different columns or rows in your grid. Because grid is all about columns and rows. Arranging your website within columns and rows. Just for that, popular counterpart, Flexbox. And why Flexbox grid is better than Flexbox? Because grid allows you to lay out on both axes, so both horizontal and vertical at the same time. And that's why a lot of people love to use grid. It also gives you a little bit more creativity with what you can do, you know, um, in layouting your website. And that's what. And if, for those of you that don't know how to lay out your website, basically laying out your website is basically positioning items on the page in the way that you want it to be positioned. Okay, now let's just get into coding. So what we're going to be talking about, I'm going to be talking about how you can today, how you can shorten your code, make it more efficient. Talk about some, new concepts. So there's some new concepts, and you know, just introduce you to the new intermediate world of grid generally. So yeah. So first and foremost, I'm going to be talking about, we're going to start from grid template, column, blanket, template, rows, and how we can shorten our code in CSS. Now coding. Coding is all about finding the best way to do something. Instead of you doing something within 100 lines of code, you might want to do something within 10 lines of code. Anything to speed up performance, whether it's in development, whether it's in production, you always try to do that when you're coding to save time and also to save time of your consumers and your users. But in this case, we want to save time for developers. So what way can we type this code? We have 100 pixels because we use it to set out our grid. Now, if I go to my project right here, let me reload it. Sorry, I think that's okay. Yeah, okay. Inside there's a grid. There's a grid right here. You can see, and that code is what we use to create that grid. So yeah, and sorry if there's any new viewers, sorry about that. We are welcome to my channel. Subscribe. I'll be posting more content often, and just keep up to date. I'm going to be posting some new stuff soon. I know day after day, just be coming from my live streams, to learn something new. So how are we going to make this code shorter? Basically, we're going to use what we call a CSS grid function. So basically, in JavaScript, we have functions that save your time in doing things, and so this is just a function that makes this code shorter. So basically, what I'm going to do, since these things are the same thing, because we're just repeating 100 pixels 10 times, why don't we have a code that just says repeat this 100 pixels 10 times instead of us typing it 10 times? And that's what comes to the repeat function. So this is how the repeat function works. So I'm going to, sorry about that. I'm going to just delete this code. We don't need this at the moment. And I'm going to delete it and I'm going to just do repeat. And I'm going to do a curly brace, not curly brace, a bracket. They don't call it curly braces. Sorry about that. I'm going to put a bracket. That's how functions. If you know JavaScript, I'll also be doing some more JavaScript lectures soon. But if you know JavaScript, you use this to kind of like define like a function. Then we're gonna put the number of times you want to repeat it, which is 10, or basically what's the input. So what are we trying to repeat? What's the amount? 100 pixels. And if I did this the right way, it should be what? Yeah, you can see nothing has changed because what I saved time on writing my code. Since it's the same code here, I can just use the same exact thing. So I'll do repeat 10 and 100 pixels. Repeat and 100 pixels. I don't know where you're enjoying this. Please, if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments. I'll be checking from time to time to see, who is joining the live stream. And I if I reload the page, you see that right now it's normal because we just save time. Sorry about that. We just save time on doing, you know, or what we're writing. We have spent almost a minute writing. We just did it within if you know a few letters, and that's just the beauty of coding. So yeah, if you want, so if you're interested on how you can save time on things when it comes to laying out your grid, this is the best way. But I think this is the only practical use in this case. In other things, I don't know why you would need it unless you are doing, multiple things. But that's just a better way to do this and for grid. Next, we're going to also be talking about a new called fractions. Now, we have been using pixels. If we go back to the last thing, the last before we did repeat. So all of these are in pixels, and now pixels are very good when you want to be very definite with what you are displaying on your page. You want to be like, I don't want it to be smaller. I want what I want. 100 pixels forever. But there's only a problem with this 100 pixels. And setting a definite width, a definite size for your rows and your columns. And for people that don't know, columns are on the horizontal lane, so straight. So that's left to right, and rows are from top to down. If you didn't know that. So the only thing about that is that you have to add code the responsiveness, because now if you go here and you try to like reduce the page, just to kind of, sorry about that. Um, if let's say we try to like reduce the page, you see that it's not responsive at all. It just flings into the page because there's no code set for, hey, make this responsive, make that responsive. No. And so if you want to do that, you have to automatically set out this code. Just automatically set out that code. So what I think is the thing that you should do, to optimize this, is for you to use what I like to call fractional units. So basically, fractional units are just another way of measurement, basically, but they help to make doing responsive designs much easier. So how do you use fractional designs? Now, since we're using modifier, because I want to define it, and I'll be changing some stuff. I would not use a repeat function. Repeat function is only good when you're using the same thing across different times. So I'll do one FR. Now basically, it's just a unit like pixels. Yeah. So don't think it's anything special. So just do one FR, one FR, and one FR. And for the columns, let me leave the columns this way. I just want to see what changes in that place, in the grid. So let's just check. Okay, let me okay, you can see I put 3 fractional units, and it did divide into 3 fractional units. Yeah. But you know what? The reason why it's just it's covering up a lot of space. Okay, doing this grid area and grid row. So thank you for coming. For whoever has joined the live stream, I know. Thank you. And make sure to subscribe. And put on like button. Yeah. So the reason why it's covering up that space is because many columns you should fill, so we can better see this. Let me just remove the rules here, and let's see about that. Oh, okay. Now you see that is they're all divided into three fractional units. Okay, I think there's an extra one. There's one that I added. To make sure that you can but let me remove that one. That I want the same definite amount of rows. I'm only trying to work on this lane, which this axis, this axis, to try to change the width, which is anything that's column is anything on the horizontal lane, and the horizontal lane is width. I can also do it for rows, but you only need that if you are doing something that needs that. But for this tutorial, we don't need to apply it on rows. But if you want to experiment on your own, you can apply it on rows by yourself. Just try it out as part of the after class. So you can say that it divides into. You can say the code we put here. We put one FR, one FR, one FR, and one FR. So basically what this does is that it divides it into three equal sections. It divides your columns into three equal sections. You can see that. Basically, that's what it does. And let's say you will ask, okay, what if I make one bigger? What it basically does is that it makes this one the double of the size. If I put two, for instance, it make it double of the size of this one that I hear. So this other ones basically just double the size. So you can see the other ones will be small of a particular size, then it will be now be double of the size. Basically, let me just show you that. You see, and yeah, it's double of the size. You can see it's double of the size. This is two fractions of it. So if you need to have something that is very, very equal, and you want to position something in a very equal format, and you don't want to start looking for the pixels or the EM of trying to measure it by yourself, you can use fractions to do your stuff in a very, very concise and very accurate way. And so yeah, that's the major thing about fractional units. Helps to do those things faster and better. And fractional units can be a game changer when you're working on specific. You want something specific, and to work the way you want. But it's a game changer in that way. So yeah, yeah. But for now, I want to go back to my you know yeah, I'm actually going to use a repeat function not to make it easier. I want to go back to what I had before because there's one more thing I want to talk about. Oh, okay, let me still leave the fractional units there. I think we can still work with it. One more thing I want to talk about, which is the last section I'll be talking about, is what you call grid gap. Now, of course, if you know Flexbox, you know there's a way of you spacing out things. Also, grid has the same way of spacing out things. Um, just a quick break. If you are watching and you are new to this channel, please make sure to subscribe. I'm going to be posting some new content. For your good, just subscribe. You're gonna learn a lot. I'm going to be doing a lot of CSS, JavaScript, React. Yeah, I'm going to be going into that. Yes, just teaching you, just to make your life better as you know, a programmer or web developer. So thank you for watching, and please make sure to subscribe. Thank you for being on this live stream. Okay, let's continue. So there's a way of gapping things. Now you can see that these cubes, no, they're not cubes. Sorry, these rectangles are tightly placed together. But what if I wanted, you know, like a gap between this? Now, as I said, these gaps work in sorry, grid. Let's say grid gap. Sorry, when I misspelled that wrong. Sorry about that. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, you use what you this the way of spacing things out in grid is called use what you call grid gap. So basically, what it's going to do is it's going to add a slight space between your different items. So I want to put a 2 pixels wide gap. Let's see. And now, as I said, grid is horizontal and vertical, which means you can place it on both the horizontal and vertical line. So if you only put one digit like this, for instance, it's going to make sure that it's 2 pixels spaced on the horizontal and on the vertical. Let me explain. Let's say I added another I brought back item 4, which is was another one, and I just reloaded the page. Especially like spacing on, you might be like, okay, what if I don't want the same amount of spacing for both. Then you can now set it differently. So basically what you can do is I think you put a slash and then you put 3 pixels. Let me just see what happens there. Sorry. Oh, you don't use a slash. Use Sorry about that. Oh no, you don't use a comma. You just leave it this way. I'm too used to using slashes for things. Okay, so basically what you do is that you put the for you to do for different axes. You want to set up different spaces for different axes, like for your columns and your rows. What you're going to do, you're going to actually put them on 2 different digits. So this one is for the row, which is top to down. This one is from left to right, gapping. So this is 3 pixels for left to right and 2 pixels from top to down. So basically that is 2 pixels from top to down. So let me just give you let me make this 10 pixel space. That's for row and 20 pixels for column horizontal. Right? And if you check that, you see that okay. I don't know why you can see that. You can see that the gap is smaller here, but it's bigger here. You can see. Let me make the gap much wider so you can see. Let me get 50 pixels. This is for the column horizontal. So you can just put that in your mind. So you can put let me just something like this, just put row gap and you do column gap and column gap. So basically, yes, that's it. So row gap would be 10 pixels. So once you have that much gap, I don't know whether it hits the other items, but I'm sorry, that's the way I want it to be. So yeah, that's how it's gonna be. And reload. And oh, sorry, I put a comma. It's not no commas. Just 10 pixels and 550 pixels. Sorry about that. If I do that, gap from the horizontal, it's a small gap. Now I know it might be slightly hard to keep this on in your brain, but just remember that column horizontal, row vertical. That's how I used to remember the things. And of course, if you ever forget, there's always Google and the Docs for you to check out. So yeah, I think that's gonna be all for today. Thank you, lovely people, for watching and joining my awesome live. I appreciate you for joining. God bless you, and make sure to subscribe, please. I didn't do all this work for nothing, so subscribe, and you're gonna be getting a lot of value. Trust me, you're gonna get a lot. Okay, hello, it says hello. Oh yeah, thank you so much. Hi. So you're gonna be getting a lot of value. So please don't forget to subscribe and join me for my next live stream. Please, this live stream, soon. And thank you so much. I will be